This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 865. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Diecast.
Hey, everybody.
Don,
Hello.
Matt,
Hello.
Chris,
Yes,
and
we
Rob.
do.
Hello.
So, this is our annual prediction show. We're in 300
You predict things?
Yeah. So, this is a leap year. So, in 359 days, roughly, we will 300 the days 358 or 360, I don't know, days.
356?
Yeah, something like that away. We will recap these and find out how wrong we were. So, let's go ahead and just start the show off with that, because this is actually, it's one of my favorite things that we do all year. I know we say that with all these things, but it's like Toy Fair, New York Comic Con.
The stuff we do annually, yeah.
It's
The stuff
just,
that breaks us out of our normal formula, I
There
think,
you
is
go.
kind of what we're dancing around
that
there.
is what I'm trying to say, but
Yeah.
failing. So let's go ahead and do it. Last year we started off with Chris, so
Oh.
this year let's start off with Diecast. Diecast, what is your
Oh.
predictions for 2024?
All right. First one is I'm going to be careful how I word it because I don't know if it's going to be a Generation Selects thing, but we're going to continue to get a second Titan somehow. So a repaint of probably one of the previous Titans this year.
I almost made the same prediction, so I think that's a good one.
Yeah, very safe.
What else?
Second, Masterpiece Jazz this year, which is one I think I've said 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm going back to it saying now's probably the time.
I think
I think a couple of us have predicted that many years.
I think Diecast has some legs with this prediction, though,
Mhm.
because the way we found out that vehicle licensing works, if they wanted to double dip on a vehicle license, they could probably get Porsche permission and do G1 Jazz and then movie masterpiece Mirage
Mhm.
all in one product year and save themselves a little bit of legwork there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's totally doable.
And then third prediction would be, unfortunately, continued revenue decline with Hasbro.
That's the not bold prediction.
That's the not bold. My bold prediction would be, and I think I've been saying it on the show anyway, my bold prediction would be the HasLab is going to be Metroplex.
We'll find that out pretty soon, I imagine. Okay, so you had 4. That's what I have as well. We don't have don't do 50, but I think 4 is a good number. Normally 3-ish. So Don,
3
what
and
about
a
you?
bold.
Yeah.
All right. My level one prediction is that in some form, whether official or leaked data mining, whatever, we will get 2 things. MP51 Plus, we will get Headmaster RC this year, and or 3-0 will do a G1 RC figure with a Headmaster Daniel optional part.
So you notice what Don always does? He shoots himself in the foot because he adds complications to every single one of these. It's always a prediction and then another prediction. So it can never come
it's
true.
RC, so it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal.
Okay, what else?
Okay. Level 2 prediction. Now that we have Commander Class Ultra Magnus, we will, in some fashion, find out we are getting Killing Jar figures or sets because we have all the main figures now to do it.
That would make a wonderful capsule for
It
some
would.
retailer.
That'd be a pulse.
My bold prediction is this. With the expansion of what Studio Series actually covers, I believe they're going to be looking at Dreamwave, Marvel G1, IDW, and Skybound, and bringing in characters from those companies within however the licensing works, and we will be seeing comic studio series figures in that line.
Are these non-transforming toys?
No, they will be transforming toys like these
studio series toys.
Studio series based
from various comics companies.
Exactly.
Past and present.
Yeah, because it's like we had the Deadeye Duel 2-pack in Legacy, but then because they were IDW characters, I believe they're going to make the comics because they are comic studios, like Marvel Studios, comic studios. I think we will be seeing comic book based characters getting
Big
a
Red.
studio series toys.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes perfect sense to me, but can you imagine a Studio Series Transformer based on a Dreamwave panel, and they have to actually engineer a toy to look like a Dreamwave robot, but still actually work as a physical three-dimensional object that exists in real space and time? Can you imagine?
As long as there's a Tom Scioli robot in the same wave, I'm down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, they all come with an optional dull surprise face. That's for all IDW. They all have the dull surprise face.
Or
But yeah, those
Dreamwave.
those are my 3 predictions for the year.
Okay, Matt.
All right, I'm sticking with one from last year. This year's HasLab will be Devastator. So, and we have a Transformers Tuesday coming up on the 16th of January, which is Tuesday.
To announce Tidal Wave.
But it's also the 40th anniversary of Transformers now. They were holding off on the announcement of a HasLab for the 40th anniversary, so I can see it. But yeah, HasLab Devastator.
Okay.
I'm carrying that one forward from last year. Okay, so my second prediction is some deluxe mini bots we're going to see. If we get Wind Charger, Sea Spray, and Power Glide, that would be the original season 1 and 2 Autobots would all have like current molds from like Earthrise forward. So deluxe Wind Charger, Sea Spray, and Power Glide.
Okay.
And number 3, and this is more a suggestion to Hasbro than anything, but Junkion Troop Builder Pack.
Okay. Cool. That it?
Yeah, that's all 3 for me.
Rob.
Okay, I've got 3 from, I guess likely to hopefully least likely. First prediction, we will get a Ghostbusters Frozen Empire refresh of Ectotron.
Oh, that's a good bet.
Less likely, but I'd love to see it with, SDCC presumably being a thing this year again. Tidal Wave is the USS Flag.
Ooh.
And this one is probably more likely than I'd like to think it is. Hasbro has a couple more bad quarters, has its back broken by Bain Capital, and its various IPs and divisions are parted out.
Ooh.
Oh, well, let's hope that one doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm hoping not, but just I don't know, not feeling very positive lately, so that's probably the one I put the most thought into, sadly.
Okay, cool. Chris.
Okay. So first up, Transformers 1 gets delayed to 2025.
Fair.
Second, $28.99 SRP for deluxes.
Stop it.
Specific. That's a very specific one. Okay.
Yeah. Third, Walmart Star Seekers capsule never hits shelves and is only available online between Walmart.com and Pulse until the entire assortment drops on Ross for a fraction of retail in time for Christmas.
Okay, cool. Just 3.
And my bold prediction, Legacy 2025 leaks will reveal, based on the success of the Troop Builder multi-pack, a KISS Players theme for Generations 2025.
Oh, funny. Okay. We'll see. Okay. I have 4. None of them were necessarily bold. I just did 4. 2024, more online-only SKUs compared to 2023. It's in most of my thoughts around cost savings and ways.
Considering how hard it is to get toys these days, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Also,
What do you consider online only? Pulse
Amazon,
only?
Pulse, Big Bad Toy Store. things they don't have to they don't have to send through a supply chain. Second, price increases. That's pretty safe. Well, I was wrong last year. Also, in context of saving money, more reuses of old molds, whether that is a repaint such as Selects, whether that is putting something back into production, like they're doing with what are they doing? The Arc and a couple other things, or
Fortress Maximus.
Yeah, so or even potentially reissues of old toys, but things that would require that they do very little work to make them happen.
I'd be fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, oh, this one is just it just says Thunderclash.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, just Thunderclash. So, those are my 4 predictions for the year. So, in the second episode of 2025, we'll recap and see where we are. Okay, let's jump to the news. I'm going to read these again as Chris wrote them. Bad news about Buzzworthy Hound. Listing for Select Autobot 5-pack. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. So, about a year ago now, a little bit more, we had renders leak for an Earth Mode Hound and also one of the Dreads, different version of Hatchet than what they released in Dark of the Moon. This one was another SUV. Those never really came back up again. Yeah, and we've been waiting this whole time to find out anything about it. Well, it appears they're canceled. However, there is still hope for Hound, who has been shunted over to a Select Deluxe 5-pack.
Well, you did say, didn't you say that Buzzworthy Bumblebee line was getting finally canceled?
We have talked about that recently, that Target finally kind of caught up to how Buzzworthy's actually been doing after 5 years. And yeah, we think we're going to not be seeing Buzzworthy Bumblebee continue on for much longer.
And that's why these were the last 2 that were planned for Buzzworthy Bumblebee.
I mean, obviously they were late enough along that, toolings got done in support of these. We got Detritus out already as one use of that mold. And of course they want to get Hound out as a core character. We don't have any indication about the fate of Hatchet at this point, but since they did toolings for that, probably they will find somewhere for that to go to recoup that cost.
Did they do toolings? Did we see like an actual product shot?
We saw these 2 things together, and like Detritus is a thing on our shelves. So
no,
one was
Detritus,
done, the other one, if one was done, the other was probably done as well. Probably.
Yeah, it's very likely to believe that when we saw these renders, the original plan was for the toys to follow not super long afterward. So, like, you would expect the toolings to exist at that point. And since Target has had a change of the winds, let's say, the stuff's been sitting around gathering dust until they have found another outlet for getting the Hound deco of Detritus out. And again, probably they will try to find some venue to get Hatchet out, whether that is another thing that goes through Target or if they can get Amazon to do another like movie multi-pack. It just depends how much Target's going to want to hold on to their exclusivity with these characters and decos on these retools. But for now, this being a Selects 5-pack, it doesn't sound like a thing that we would expect to come out through Target at that point, because like this isn't going to be cheap. The other toys in the 5-pack are going to be Wheeljack, Sunstreaker,
Jazz, and Trailbreaker.
Thank you. I was blanking and trying to pull that out of my head without opening the link. But yeah, so like the theory right now is like probably cartoon inspired decos for these.
What I'm hoping is that we do like a Studio Series 86 cup and cliff jumper and get them in all opaque plastics.
Yeah, that's basically how we're shorthanding that to cartoon decos.
Yes, that is my great hope for this. I will gladly buy that 5-pack if that's the case.
Yeah,
I probably will too.
And the thing is, like, we all have Earthrise, Sunstreaker, and Trailbreaker, but like that wave was not super common. It wasn't super well distributed if you weren't, following the pre-orders and jumping on that stuff as quick as you could. And a lot of times that was not showing up in stores. So like getting this back out there is for a lot of people is going to be a first real easy chance at these molds again.
Also, that jazz is pretty fragile, so a lot of people can probably use another one. And Earthrise Sunstreaker's color matching was tragic.
Yeah, if they get rid of the clear plastic tree and they don't have to paint on a lot of that yellow, I think they can do a lot better job with those colors. They have to do that, and they have to not make the opaque parts the color of American cheese like they did the first time.
Ah, yeah.
A Trailbreaker, I think, could look pretty nice with a cartoon deco. Like, Trailbreaker has never been far off between toy and cartoon for the color layout. I think we would get something like a charcoal gray instead of a full-on black for this. And Wheeljack even could look pretty cool. We'd probably get like a vibrant white on that, and then just the like bright boxes of color in place of the fake sponsor markings that the Earthrise version came with.
Yeah, because Wheeljack should be a white car, not what we got in Earthrise, where it looks like it's been in a smoker's house for 20 years.
Well, no, I mean, extrapolate from that a little bit further. This is Wheeljack after 5 or 6 of his inventions exploded in a row in his workshop, and he's been covered in some soot, and of course that has dulled his finish a little bit. But yes, the highlight stars of this that aren't Hound would obviously be an opaque plastics jazz that might survive 2 years, and a Sunstreaker that does not look like a craft single. Like those are the standout things for me that aren't this Hound, and I will buy this 5-pack just on those merits.
I'm really glad this news came out now because it allowed me to eliminate one of my predictions for 2024, which was that Earth Mode Deluxe Hound still will not be released.
That's sad. Also sort of sad. A yellowed plastic trainbot retailer catalog leak.
Yeah, we had this pop up this morning. So they have, as far as I can understand, they've made a new trainbot character. They're calling it Gino. And this is based on a real train that exists in Japan, or a real train type from Japan, which is nicknamed Dr. Yellow. This is like a rail inspection system train, if I'm understanding correctly. So, the Masterpiece trainbots have been all about paying tribute to Japan's train heritage. And, this is just another one of those components of this. I don't know if this is supposed to herald like the start of another set of 6 to make an alternate Raiden. Like right now, this feels like it's being pushed as a one-off because they're showing Gino just replacing part of the normal Raiden. So this might just be a one-off alternate.
Yeah,
maybe to test the waters a little bit.
Yeah, I would think that if they were doing the alternate, like there is an alternate color scheme for the train bots, and that Shoki is silver.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But they are showing this as just 2 feet and 2 hands. So maybe it's a completely different transformation that just looks like, because I'm trying to match it. It doesn't match any of the train bots in parts mode or Raiden mode. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a completely new mold.
I don't know what you're looking at, but this is Shoki.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
There's a photo of it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at the robot mode, thinking it's the combined mode.
Oh,
never mind.
Okay, well that was
Diecast has had a long day.
Hey, question. So we have the convention on the show that if I buy something, you take a drink.
Yeah.
What if I place a bet on something?
This is uncharted territory, Brian. Literally anything could happen after that.
Okay, well,
we can always take a drink.
When does the auction end?
In 4 days.
Oh,
okay.
We take a drink next week.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
After
we find out the results.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to update people on your bids at the beginning of shows to see if they should take a drink at that point or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Move along. Okay, so Transformers 1, the UK release date is pushed back.
By about a month, I think.
Is it? So, okay. Usually, not always. It's never at the same time. But especially with large blockbuster movies, the US and UK release dates are generally within the same week. Maybe two.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
So it portends that if the UK date is pushed back, that the US date will probably be pushed back. And as you predicted, it'll probably be pushed back to 2025. But like, what's the reason? Why are they pushing it back? Is there something opening that same weekend that they don't want to contend with?
I don't know yet.
That's very odd that it would only be the UK date.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible that this is just the spearhead of a wave of release date regressions for other markets, and someone let this slip before it was supposed to get out that the date was changing. We don't really know yet what the reasoning behind this is. But it's not really setting a good precedent now, is it?
No, it is not. Let's see here. In-hand photos of the movie ticket, premium, Burning Convoy, and Nemesis Prime. We talked about these recently.
Yeah.
I honestly. So this is the Bumblebee. Not the Bumblebee. The Rise of the Beast. Optimus Prime repaint.
No, that's Studio Series 38.
So this, I thought we already had a Studio Series 38 repaint as Nemesis Prime. Do we not? Or we have one from Timu. I know that.
That was the only one that actually existed up till this point. There is in Movie Masterpiece a Nemesis version of Bumblebee movie Optimus, and you may be conflating those.
Okay.
But up until this, there was not an official Studio Series 38 Nemesis color, which made the Timu one be a little bit more appealing. Plus, I like the deco on the bootleg more than I like how they went with the official one.
It's only $15.
Well, yeah,
that
plus it's like $13.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
But good deal, decent quality.
Burning Convoy, though, I mean, it's what you would expect.
It's making the same mistake the Masterpiece did in making the robot head blue. It's not supposed to be blue. Refer to your original toys, people.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Did it appear with the blue head in the movie, or?
That I could not tell you. I don't know why the Masterpiece had the blue head unless they just wanted to maintain Optimus Primal's appearance more clearly.
So in the movie he had the blue head.
Okay, well that would be it then.
Yeah.
My assumption
then the movie is wrong.
Yeah. My assumption prior to that moment just now was that the exclusive, the Legacy, the Kingdom mold one that they did for this premium was just basing its deco mapping on the Masterpiece. But yeah, this is probably just both of them sourcing from the movie then. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The original Burning Convoy toy from way back then.
It looks so much better.
Without the blue head.
Yeah. Okay. 40th anniversary retro Soundwave in hand, and as long as you don't have the cassette in there, it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Mine will be here next week.
The main thing I like about this is just the bright, vibrant blue of the main body.
Yeah.
Especially seeing that with the side by side they have in there with a normal toy colors one, it never really clicked to me how desaturated Soundwave was before that side by side.
Yeah, actually, if you have, it depends on how you have the cassette in there. The photo I'm looking at has Ravage, and it's on the Jaguar side and not the cassette side, and that actually looks pretty good.
I mean, honestly, for something like this, I feel like they should have just made the tape door be opaque.
I mean, it wasn't animation.
Yeah, exactly.
So it should be.
Yeah.
It looks good. I can't wait to actually get it in hand. I'll have it next week.
Cool.
Yeah. I think it shipped today. Magmatron behind the scenes.
The main takeaway from this is just that I'm annoyed because, the way Mark's got it posed and everything.
Want it.
Like, it actually looks pretty nice. It looks like
pretty
it looks like a
awesome.
distinct improvement over the original toy, which honestly, in this age of updates, I don't feel like I get a lot of chances to say that.
That's true. I mean, of course, it's also a commander class.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's definitely that's kind of my point though. It's leveraging the extra that it has to work with here to actually like better itself versus what it's based on.
I mean, it's so posable and nice, and
Yeah.
the original is
Not posable, and I don't really care for it.
yeah. Funny enough, like I don't know what I did with my original one. I was looking at a photo from my collection from like 2003, and it's clearly there in the photo, and I have the paperwork somewhere. I have the paperwork here, but like I don't. I guess I sold it, but I don't remember that. This looks. I was a little iffy on this before. Man, it looks pretty flippin' awesome. I'm gonna have to get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to resist that impulse, but man,
It
like
looks
I
awesome.
don't know if I have to get it, but I am tempted to get it.
It looks
Mark has
great.
done a really good job of selling this thing.
Yeah, like in a different time, Mark might not have been allowed to like do all the stuff on Instagram.
Yeah,
And I think this completely illustrates why it's good that
Yeah.
the designers get to show the stuff off on their personal Instagram
yeah,
accounts.
yeah. Imagine
Definitely.
that the people who actually worked on designing the toys are the best suited to show them off before they come out, rather than just random Yahoo that gets them off of Yahoo Japan auctions or something 6 months before anybody's supposed to even know about them.
Yeah, you're right, and that's got to be the reason why, because of theft. So,
And I mean, sometimes even the official photography and things
It's not good.
don't. Yeah, not even not
Yeah.
good. Just don't grasp the ins and outs of
Yeah,
how to
yeah, that's
handle
really
the
it.
toy as well as the designer does.
Yeah,
You know, even if you have the right documentation, well, we've seen what Hasbro instructions look like for one. But even if you have support in the right documentation, the person who designed the thing is always going to be better at showing it off probably than even
Yeah.
your best photographer.
yeah, totally.
and odds are the product photographers are not given that documentation at all because it hasn't been designed by
Yeah.
the time they need to have the stuff to make like photos for packaging, which is
Mm-hmm.
a big part of why the photography samples go around.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Mohawk behind the scenes.
Okay, so
It's-
remember how enthusiastic we just sounded about the last behind the scenes? Like no disrespect to Sam Smith, for
the toy's
his,
a little
his
different.
work. Yeah, the toy is what we're disrespecting a little bit more than the presentation.
I mean, it's a core class.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as nice as the Commander class toy. honestly.
Sometimes
I mean-
core class toys are awesome, though.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And I like that this exists because like the Decepticon cast in The Last Night got like woefully underrepresented, and they had some of the greatest degree of personality of any movie Decepticons in the whole series up to that point. But yeah, I can't make myself be excited about this one the same way as Magmatron. I'm sorry.
Yeah, totally agree. So we talked about the Transport to Oblivion recording session. Part 2 of that is, I guess, on YouTube.
Bloopers, alternate takes, apparently.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Medics is showing up at Walgreens finally.
Yeah, this one was found somewhere in Illinois in a town whose name I don't remember, but I've never actually heard of before. So there you go. There's a lot of towns in Illinois, though.
You're from Illinois, and you don't even know.
Yes, I lived in like 1 5 square mile area for the entire time I lived in Illinois, both times.
I didn't know you lived there twice. Okay.
Yeah,
You-
we moved around a lot when I was young.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Transformers Pod Pals mini plushes at Dollar Tree. Now this is kind of exciting because it's at Dollar Tree. So I'm assuming
Yeah,
they're
I thought you'd
$1.25.
like that.
And my kids, I think, would love these things.
I mean, even if they don't, was it better? They're $1.25.
So I know that they had the section that's like $5 and up at Dollar Tree.
Oh no,
You've never you
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, that's been around. We've had that
Yeah,
for like every
okay.
year.
It's like going into Five Below and see stuff above 5. It's
Yeah.
it's very weird.
Dollar Tree really has become Poundland.
Yeah, but like I was in Dollar Tree a couple days ago and looking in the freezer section, and I saw like some frozen meals, and I'm like, oh god, that's $1.25. That's awesome. And then I saw it like $3, it was a pretty good price, but not $1.25.
I've done that. I
Yeah.
did that one day. They had a whole bunch of frozen pizzas. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, what? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, $3.
My favorite thing with Dollar Tree's refrigerated foods is long before the price increases start. So these were legitimately the Dollar Tree ribeye steak.
Yep. There was a sign outside of one of our local stores touting those.
They were, I believe, 2.5 ounces each. Just a tiny little shaving of a ribeye steak.
Speaking of shavings of steak, like my Dollar Tree sells Steakum, and I think it's time to move on to what we got this week. Let's talk about what Transformers we got this week, and remember, stuff that's not Transformers, i.e., ham sandwiches. Those are exclusive for patrons. So I'll go first. Got one thing this week, which was the Walmart Retro Shrapnel.
How is it?
It's okay. It looks better to me than Kickback did. Kickback seemed a little weird. It's mostly the thing that was weird to me was the opaque plastic for the little Diaclone door thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he has it too. And it doesn't look as weird to me. But like Shrapnel, like Kickback is a toy that I had as a kid. So it's one that's, it's kind of like when you dream. You typically dream about the house you grew up in because your brain is like shaped around it.
Mm-hmm.
Like toys that I had as a kid, even though I've had Kickback as a collector for years as well. But like even like the 2 years I might have had that as a toy doesn't mean as much as the 25 years that I've had like something else as an adult collector. So I don't have like the memory patterns of this toy like etched into my brain like Kickback. So it looks fine. And it looks fine. And I can't wait to get Bombshell, or if they ever do it. So I forgot what I paid for it. It does seem like a little much. I think like
$29.99.
Yeah, it's a lot for that toy. But I really like these retro releases. I think they look pretty phenomenal, and I like all of the other Walmart reissues I'd gotten rid of because I didn't need them, because they didn't do anything novel or unique.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Walmart did another reissue of Soundwave outside of this retro, I wouldn't get it because I don't need it. But as long as they do these repaints, I'm going to continue to buy them. And I hate myself a little bit for that, but I do love this toy.
I mean, they are at least something different.
They're different. Let's see here. Chris, what did you get this week?
Okay, so just before last week's year in review show where we weren't able to talk about things we got, I got EarthSpark Warrior Class Thrash in the mail from my Amazon wish list. There was no note included with it, but I had the weird sense that maybe Kilby sent this. So
yeah, you were right. Yep.
Thank you, Brian. It's surprisingly nice for what this is. I think the Warrior class are generally they're built around like a little bit of gimmick play function. Thrash doesn't have any of that. It just focuses on being a pretty capable motorcycle transformer at a $15 price point. It doesn't really give me the warm feel of like Robots in Disguise Warrior class, which was, the just slightly sub-deluxe level toy that I came to adore quite a bit for a lot of like the feel and the design decisions of that. But like what this lacks in like unique, innovative charm, like it's a good representation of this character, and like compared to the deluxe class one that we know is coming this year, they actually got the colors right on this one, which you would think that would be a simple matter to actually achieve, but apparently the design team doing the deluxes or the deco artist or whatever just had a bit of an off day. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm quite happy with this, surprisingly so, honestly. And yeah, if you want a representation of this character, I would highly recommend getting the Warrior class toy over any other possibility right now.
And I would say if it wasn't for Nightshade, Thrash would probably be probably my favorite EarthSpark figure. But if you go to look for him online, some retailers are calling him Steve.
Oh yeah, that's the
So
the product code name.
Yeah, so you might have to look for Steve instead of Thrash, just in case.
I've never had good experiences in my life with people called Steve.
My brother's name's Steve, and he's the brother I like, so I like Steve.
I'm glad at least for that example our experiences differ.
Davids have generally been more of a problem for me.
Whose?
Davids.
I could tell you. I probably have told you about my Uncle David before.
Possibly so.
My Uncle
Been a long
David.
time, so.
My Uncle David. I shouldn't even be saying this because I could probably be sued. I'm going to stop what I'm going to say. Go ahead. What else?
Also a little bit before last week's show, I found Rise of the Beasts Weaponizer 2-pack RC and Cheetor at Walmart. So I went ahead and picked that up. Unfortunately, I managed to pick the one out of the 3 or 4 they had that had a broken wrist that was indiscernible in the packaging. What happened is it's a mushroom peg wrist joint. It swivels. The mushroom peg part is mismolded, and it doesn't actually fit in the wrist socket, but at the factory where it was being assembled, they just forced it in anyway, so the whole wrist housing around it is cracked and stressed. So there's like basically no tension on the hand. It can't turn without coming out, and probably will break the rest of the way through if I were to continue trying. Now, that defect aside, the toy itself is actually pretty nice. I think it actually does the motorcycle transformation a little bit nicer than Thrash does. Thrash is a little bit weird in how it transforms because like there's weird symmetry front to back that you have to get right or some parts don't line up, and it's not like immediately clear how to do that. With RC, it's literally just like wad the robot up into a ball and clip the wheels in front and back. Like it's super simple and straightforward. It's actually really similar to how Legacy Prime RC's transformation works, just at a little bit simpler level. So like it's definitely a thing where you can see somebody decided that they got this engineering more or less right, and they just kind of stuck with it for this because it would get them the shape of the vehicle mode they were looking for and the robot proportions that they were targeting. It's not doing anything new or spectacular, but for the parts that didn't come broken out of the package, it's doing what works, and I kind of appreciate that. And as we have talked about at different points last year, like this is probably the best, at least low price toy of Rise of the Beast RC that is out there to get on the whole. The core class has compromises to its looks and function for the size that they went for, and not everybody was happy about just having the little diminutive one for the movie character collection. The Beast Combiner one has its own different set of problems. This one is just like nice and middle of the road at $15 with the bonus little Battlemaster buddy. Like it's a pretty good deal for a small, really like super competent toy. So two like non-generations things that I'm pleasantly surprised by how nice they turned out. Then I also was able to find secondhand through one of the toy stores that I keep an eye on. Legacy Bludgeon and Studio Series 86 Ratchet, which I was able to get for about $10 under SRP each.
Nice.
Getting them used complete. So Bludgeon, of course, is a redeco and slight retool of Tarn. Tarn, I think, actually works and fits together a little bit better than Bludgeon, but like Bludgeon's not the best Bludgeon it could be. I'm kind of holding out for like an upgrade kit to fill in some of those gaps and make it more of its own thing that works and looks a little bit better. But like it's not a bad starting point, I don't think. I really, really wish that they had figured out some way to design the sword so that it could stow at the waist instead of having to clip to the back. Because that would to me, that would look a lot better. Unfortunately, like even though this is built on something it's built on a toy that has, I think, a pretty solid robot mode, even if it's not a great transformer, and the vehicle mode's a little bit iffy. Unfortunately, though, even that aside, I think the Robots in Disguise 2015 Deluxe or Warrior Class Bludgeon is probably still the best, like, standalone toy of the idea of Bludgeon that you can get at this point. Like, it's easy to handle. It looks nice in both. Well, it looks nice in robot mode, and the vehicle mode is passable, but it's easy to transform it, and that's worth a lot of points for me. Speaking Studio Series 86 Ratchet doesn't have it anymore than Ironhide did. I am hopeful for, in the future, some alternate release of this with opaque plastics like the Shuttle Massacre Ironhide, which, that run of that toy ended up being more pleasant feeling to handle and transform. So hopefully opaque plastics on this at some point too will have the same effect. But just in case they don't ever actually manage to get around to that, because Buzzworthy is a dying breed apparently, and who knows, what they're going to be able to convince Target to take anymore. I wanted to get some version of this in hand, and for a decent chunk off of its SRP, I figured, I'll go ahead and do that. So I could like this better, but at least it's not like when I got Ironhide the first time and I just felt really disillusioned and sad. And that's what I got on topic this week.
Rob.
I got nothing on topic this week, but I'd like permission to list one ham-related thing just so it goes out in the general show.
Sure.
Okay. Many thanks to Rand Hero, who I believe is a member of our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. Who sent me Gunbuster off of my wish list at tfradio.net/playlist. That's the early Gynax series, first thing that Anno of Evangelion and a bunch of other things directed. I've always wanted to see it. Has a really good reputation. So I just wanted to make sure that got out there in the general show. So so hopefully they will hear. Thank you very much.
Hey, if somebody sends you something off your list, it's on topic.
Oh, well, in that case, so I got Perfect Strangers Season 4 from Parties Unknown because there was no note with it, just like Thrash.
Oh, that was me.
No, I didn't think so this time.
I'll do the Dance of Joy for you, though.
Oh, thank you. And then I also got from Hypershouta in our Discord the Robot Spirits Jet Core Booster and Accessories set, which is it's an add-on kit for all the Robot Spirits Gundam figures that I got over the last year.
Awesome.
With basically built around one of my very favorite early Gundam vehicles. So
how long till your birthday?
That is Friday next week.
Getting close. tfradio.net/Chris
Yeah. Turning 40.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, so that's it for me. I don't have any ham sandwiches done.
Okay. Matt.
Nothing Transformers related.
Don.
Couple of interesting things. I got Transformers Animated Legacy Optimus.
You had that
Isn't he great?
He is if this is the way 2024 Voyagers are starting out, I'm very impressed. The only thing I have a little trouble with is getting his arms, once they're folded, to tab into the wheel wells. But again, it's just a matter of, small tolerances, trying to get them pegged in. But he looks great in both modes. He transforms fun. I do want to say this. If you get this Optimus and if you can see that little blue...
It's a podcast. They can't see it, Don.
Well, I'm saying for the people that do watch, but for the listeners, there is a blue mushroom peg that turns just for transformation. It's on the back under the flap. Mine was super, super tight. I was afraid it was going to snap in half before it actually gave free and rotated for transformation. So I just want to let folks be aware to be careful of that part when you're transforming it. Otherwise, he's fun to transform. He looks great. Solid Voyager starting off the new year.
I'm glad they gave him like a good sized axe. Because that was a hard thing to get right in the original animated line. You basically had to get that Battle Damage 2-pack one that came with the deluxe sized Megatron to get like the really good axe accessory for any of those.
Yeah. So that's a really solid figure. Decided to go ahead and pick up Tasmanian Kid. I watched a video on him. There's a lot of interesting things. This reminds me of what we were getting with Core Class. A lot more of the ingenuity on some of these smaller figures. So it's nice seeing it back to the level of not quite Starscream level, but there's a lot of interesting things going on with him. I also picked up from Hasbro Pulse. I also got Tigerhawk.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Have not had a chance to open him, but he looks great. That's just from what I can see. I've watched a few videos. There's a lot of the original figure in here as far as the transformation. There's also some interesting things that are done with the update as well.
So we know how purples are for video and photography. Like, how are the colors in person on that to you?
To me, it's a very Galvatron purple. It's a Galvatron non-battle damaged leader class purple.
That's a lot more purple than I would expect, but that's a great description of that, Don.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's what it looks like to me. It's almost that purple.
Okay.
The last thing I got was from Fans Hobby. I got their version of Hydra, which now completes their Buster and Hydra set for the Power Masters from Master Force. Considering I got both of those and what they go for, the original ones from Takara are daunting to say the least. If you can even, so that's all I got on topic.
Just for the pedants out there, yes, Don knows they're Godmasters. So, diecast.
I got Core Class Mohawk, and he is actually really nice. I think he might be my favorite Core Class figure of 24 so far.
How many Core Class figures of 24 do you have so far?
I think this is probably technically the first one, but we're starting off strong.
Okay.
When he comes in robot mode, of course, and when I looked at him, I'm like, there's no way this is going to make a half decent motorcycle, and it does. So I think that's why I like it. It kind of surprised me. Makes a better motorcycle than I thought it was gonna. I also got the third Junkion.
Oh.
So,
yeah, it's the third Studio Series Junkion.
Which is Scrapheap. I haven't opened him yet, but
where'd you get it?
Like, I believe Amazon.
Okay.
So I'm happy to have him to fill out my Junkion collection, because I think this is the last Studio Series Junkion that we'll get.
I hope not.
You hope not, but
same.
I can't see them doing more than 3. They usually stop at 2, right?
Yeah.
So we got one more than we normally get.
But I want more.
I also got the upgrade kit for animated Jazz.
Prowl.
Yeah.
Legacy animated Prowl.
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry.
Nice.
I didn't take it out of the box because
what is it, like add a sidecar and stuff? What does it do?
Yeah, it's the samurai armor.
It's the samurai armor. Okay. Yeah. I didn't take it out of the box yet because I don't know where my Prowl is. So
mine has never been opened.
I remember opening mine. I don't remember transforming it. So it's somewhere in this realm.
So out of curiosity, do you have an idea of what that upgrade kit ran you, or is it a Taobao thing?
I think it was 30. I think I got it from Big Bad Toy Store.
It's about $30.
Yeah, 30.
Okay.
Yeah, it came in my Big Bad Toy Store pile of loot.
It makes me sad. Like
yeah, mine is sitting in my pile of loot right now.
The area that I have all of my unopened toys in, my 7-year-old calls it Daddy's Lab. But I realized that I had opened the black repaint of Lio Convoy for whatever reason. I thought I had it open. I was going to throw it in my Toys for Tots pile, but I have yet to open animated Prowl, and that makes me very, very sad.
And then the other thing I got was the Super 7 Alligator Prime.
Oh, they finally made those.
Alligator Con. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but
Don't.
it looks pretty good.
I mean, he's in the same way with G2 Megatron. So
I was actually playing with the Wave 1 toys that I didn't realize I still had. And yeah, they're not bad except for Starscream's Ghost. It's horrible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but like I'm glad I haven't bought any more of those. I would consider it for that one if I can get it
That's
super
the
cheap.
one I would get.
And when it goes on
Yeah.
clearance, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to transform, and it's
So you'll have it next week.
yeah, hopefully.
I think it's pretty, and it's a lot harder to mess up an alligator than it is a robot.
I love that it comes with the little like tower with Optimus Prime's arm attached.
His arm attached.
Yeah, it comes with the New York City cab, and it comes with Optimus Prime's head with a whole bunch of like wires and stuff down there. The accessories are really good in this Super 7 kit.
Like when they want them to be good, they are. Like Optimus Prime is killer. It's got so much stuff. It has like the surfboard that I completely forgot about. But then you have like Bombshell or like Bonsaitron, and they're just okay. And then Starscream's abysmal. So like they usually do like at least with Wave 1, they did a good job with one toy.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this is the one for Wave 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Wave 4, I think.
I think it is Wave 4.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wave 3 or Wave 4. One of those.
But that's all I got for Transformers.
Okay. Well, remember, ham sandwiches are exclusive to patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Well, Diecast, go ahead and tell us what ham sandwiches you have.
I only brought one down. I did get the Super 7 Snarf for which is the Super 7, their Ultimates, Thundercats Snarf, because you kind of have to have Snarf if you have the rest of the cast. I also got something which I normally don't go for. The Cheetos Chester action figure.
That's such a Dawn purchase.
I know. It
really is.
It is. And that's what I thought of when I bought it. I was like, this is a total Dawn thing. But of all like the characters from food and everything and cereals from when we were a kid, I think Chester the Cheetah was the coolest. So
well, yeah, they designed and portrayed him so you would think that way.
Yes.
So good.
And now as a middle-aged man, you're buying toys off it.
At least it's not Joe Camel. You know, we'll say small favors.
It's made by Jada, which is the same company that makes all those die-cast metal cars.
Yeah.
And the new Street Fighter line.
And the new Street Fighter line. So this is my first of their actual like action figures. So I'm interested to see. Although the box is so nice and it opens up and it's magnetic and everything, I'm like, do I really want to take it out of the box?
They got a lot of metal, so they know how to do stuff with metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The packaging is great though. But yeah, Chester Cheetah, he is awesome. That's all I got.
Don?
Okay, I've got several interesting things I've picked up over the past few weeks. My big thing is the Mondo Collection X-Men animated Gambit.
I'm sorry.
Is it an action figure?
Yes, it's an
Looks
action
like a shampoo bottle.
Yeah, action
like
figure.
1/6 scale.
Yeah. Full array of accessories, stand, staff, multiple head options. The collars from Genosha. You've got the card throwing effects. He even comes with hands where he's like shuffling the cards.
Do they make any good X-Men?
I don't know. I've got the good one. But I was looking for this for a very long time. I'm very glad he came in. Cannot wait to get him on my Gambit shelf. Why do I like Gambit so much? I have no idea. I just do. But I got him. And unfortunately, I finally broke down and bought some pops. I don't plan on buying any more. And I've told my wife, if you see any more that come in this house, you're going to sit me down and give me an intervention. But I have the complete set of Captain Planet pops. So
why Captain Planet?
Because he's the hero.
Because the power is
take
gone.
pollution down to zero.
Because I like the concept of Captain Planet, not necessarily how it was executed, but there's also so little Captain Planet merchandise, and I got these fairly cheap tfradio.net/Amazon. So I have the full set, and it's going to go on my Captain Planet shelf when I get everything done.
So you're saying Super 7's going to get the Captain Planet license and do $55 Captain Planet figures?
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that. Picked up the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock to go with my Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, because Spider-Man 2 is probably my second or third favorite superhero movie. And
my second.
Yeah.
I do not buy MCU Marvel Legends, but that one tempts me.
Yeah, it's either Superman with Christopher Reeve.
That's number one.
Batman Mask of the Phantasm, and then I have trouble with 1 and 2. They switch all the time.
I'd say Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
picked
good.
up. Now this is my very Don purchase. Picked up Captain Carrot.
That is so done. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I doubt we're going to see the Just a Lot of Animals, the entire crew. Like, we still haven't gotten another.
I wish this was in the regular show.
Yeah. So I got Captain Carrot because he looks great. And luckily, I did not get the variant, which they just painted his hands and ears brown. Like, it was fur colored. It's like, it does not look good. This is a much better version. So I'm happy to have gotten that and not the variant.
That's a real superhero?
Yeah, look up DC Captain Carrot. He's a member. He's the leader of the Just a Lot of Animals, the JLA, from his universe.
Yep.
When I went up and bought the Cobra Hiss, the HasLab Hiss from 80s Toys in Princeton, he was having another sale, and I was able to pick up a Masters of the Universe movie Evil Lyn.
Oh, neat.
For about $18.
I didn't even look for
sale.
the figure of that.
Yep. So looks really good, because again, they didn't have a whole lot to go by on that movie.
What line is that, Don?
It's Masterverse, but it's movie Masterverse.
So you've got
there's a new He-Man line though. Something Eternia.
New Eternia. I don't quite know how that spins off from. It's all Masterverse as far as that style and format. But you've got that, and then you've got the movie line, which they've already done the Dolph Lundgren He-Man and the
Franklin Skeletor.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his name, so I wasn't even going to try. Ollie's had a big sale after Christmas, so I picked up a few small random things. I got the black and gold Megazord for $2.
Dang.
On that. And I also picked up the Cobra Hiss 3, the 3 3/4-inch version.
How much?
For $8.
Okay.
Because it was on clearance.
It was on clearance at Walmart for about the same. So a couple years ago.
Yeah, they were at my Walmart on clearance for like $18, and then they were gone. So I never saw them below $18.
My buddy Ricky sent me a picture of Walmart. They're like $7. He's like, "Hey, do you need these?" And I'm like, "Yes." Pick them up all for me. I will pay you as soon as I see you. And he just gave them to me. It's like 10 of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you almost got more of them for Christmas, Brian. But I know you're cutting back, so I went in another direction.
I think I always take more hisses.
Yeah. The last few things I've got, Chris and Matt will probably appreciate this. Mighty Minotaur was on Amazon for $10.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It's a Power Ranger monster.
It's a Power Ranger monster, but he looks really great, and he was $10 on Amazon during the holidays. So I thought that would be it's a great looking figure. Last two things I got was from Diamond Selects. I got the last of my Black Hole figures. I have Maximilian. So now I have the complete set with Maximilian, Vincent, and Bob.
I'm happy for you, Don. I don't know what it is, but I'm happy for you.
Well, you've seen the Black Hole, haven't you?
No.
Oh, wow. You need to fix that. Ernest Borgnine at his scene chewing as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to watch that.
Yeah. Last thing I got was Nunchuck from G.I. Joe Classified, and Mutt and Junkyard came today.
Where'd you get that from? Pulse?
That came off of Amazon. because
Oh,
I
that's
had
Amazon.
I had like $35 on an Amazon gift card, and so basically, you know,
I got it. So I got. I don't talk about my pork chop sandwiches because I don't care so much. Uh, but I got the Tiger Force Flint from Target for $7.
Oh, neat.
they went like stupid cheap.
Yeah, I had no idea that I didn't have it, and I looked through my orders. I looked through like Google. I looked through Gmail to see if I have an order for something, and I didn't. I'm like, well, I don't have this, so I picked it up. $7. Can't complain about that.
And that's all that I got off topic.
Matt,
Yes. So I got the Shokugan Modeling Project 1 Tiger, aka the White Tiger Thunderzord.
Oh, nice.
Put him together. He does have some gigantic gaps in his lower legs, but Daimugen comes out next month, I think, and they have covers for that.
Ah, good.
So it's a really well done. When you can open the tiger mouth on the chest, and you can't really see it on camera for those watching, but it has a ratcheted system, so the kanji symbol behind the red globe changes every time you open and close the
neat.
mouth.
I love that.
Does it have like a fireball effect, like when he's shooting the fireball, or is it just? Oh, okay.
Nope. And I also got the Shoto Super Denshi Sentai Mega Ranger set.
Nice.
One of my favorite Sentais, and I love these sets. They are wonderful. It even comes with their Galaxy gliders. Or Cyber Sliders, I guess, depending on which you prefer. And that's it for me.
Rob,
Okay. I got quite a bit of stuff. This is a couple of weeks worth of things. First off, Brian, thank you so much for the Mazinger Z mug. I don't think I got to mention that on the show last week,
cool.
but that is so I love it. It's adorable. And it's just, that is just so great. It's a really nice looking mug.
how can you drink out of it? Like the photo made it look like it would be difficult to drink out of, but it just looks so cool that
It's the whole top actually lifts off, so it's not as hard
Gotcha.
to drink. Yeah, it's not as hard to drink out of as you might think. Not as hard as the Gundam equivalent, where the top of the head is just hinged. That's kind of really hard. But yeah, it's a really nice mug. It looks great. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I also got, because Amazon had them on sale, the Robot Spirits anime, Zaku and RX-78 Gundam. Zaku was $37. The Gundam was $31.50. For Robot Spirits anime, that is incredibly cheap. The Gundam, I think, is a little bit better of the two. The antenna on the Zaku tends to want to come off. But again, it just looks really good. Very posable. Robot Spirits anime is about where 15 years later, almost, I feel like they finally surpassed what they used to do with mobile suits in action in terms of articulation and all that. So yeah, I'm really happy to have those. And then I got what's going to be my last order of just total impulse purchase from Surugaya. And that wound up being a lot of RX-78s as well. I think I mentioned the special creative model Gundam I got a couple weeks ago. I got the G3 Gundam version of that, so instead of like reds, it's in grays and blues. I always like that color scheme. Also got the Gundam ground type, which is slightly larger than MS in action scale, but comes with the parachute pack that I don't think I've ever had a version of the Gundam ground type come with before.
The Mobile Suit in Action GM had that.
Okay. I don't think I ever got that one then. Huh. Or if I did, I got it secondhand and it didn't have the parachute pack.
Oh.
But yeah, got that. Got something I thought would be interesting and might even be at some point. If I get a different version, I got the DSM Shars Gundam, which is the special creative model with a die cast, slightly different mold, slightly different finish. Unfortunately, because the finish is like metallic cherry red and sticks to my fingers when I try and handle it.
Oh.
It's like a 15-year-old toy, so these things will happen, but yeah, it's not coming out of the box again. I also got an MS in Action I'd kind of been wanting to get for a while. Got the extended MS in Action Gundam in the deco of the original Gundam statue in Odaiba, the one that they have since taken down. But yeah, just always kind of wanted that. It was cheap. I got it. And the last thing in this order I got was I've been looking for an affordable Mazinger Z action figure for years. They basically do not exist. Like Mazinger Z action figures usually involve a lot of die-cast metal and start around $100 if you're lucky. I found that probably again 20 some years ago, Banpresto did a line of little figure kits, like heavy duty PVC figure kits, because that cube of them weighs a ton. Called Super Robot Wars Action Robo, and I got Mazinger Z, ironically enough, Gunbuster, Ditarn 3, Combattler V, and one of the Super Robot Wars original robots, Cybuster, plus clear variants of each of those in a case for $55 as opposed to $100. So
wow,
it's sad that, you know, like 4 bonus figures and 5 I probably won't have any use for, still cheaper than literally any other articulated Mazinger Z figure on that website. But I also picked up a loose Dan Cougar with that because it was like a couple of bucks, and I figure if I'm going to have all these other things in the Super Robot Wars line, I may as well commit to the bit. So, but yeah, that is. I think that's a couple of weeks of post Christmas ham, and that is all I got.
Chris?
No, I talked about mine before because they were gifts.
Oh, okay. Okay, sweet. Okay. Well, again, ham sandwiches are exclusive to Patreon at patreon.com/tfradio.
Most of them, anyway.
Most of them, yeah. Patrons at patreon.com/tfradio get an ad-free version of the show a day early at a higher bit rate with a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast. Sometimes unedited episodes of RSC if we have anything salacious. Ooh. Hot 5 a week early. Patrons at the Touch tier get to be on Hot 5. Touch patrons mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. We'll do that now. Kevin Dorsey, Tiger Forces Ninja Consultant, Jason Hiley, Eric Griffin, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Emmett Sresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Joey Russell, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, and Sean Bratton. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net with podcasts going back, I don't know, 25 years. That's pretty crazy. I was actually looking at the back end of the site, and I think we have about 3,000 articles. And almost all the articles each of them represent a podcast. So I think there's like 25 or 2,600 podcasts in our backlog across all of our shows. So we have a ton of stuff there. You can find me at briankilby.com. I've been posting a few episodes of my Happy Daily podcast. I'm going to try to keep it up. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. Shilling my briankilby.com/silver and briankilby.com/gold thing there. That's my current joke. It's
any bite set?
No. Not from that. So I think I've gotten some from Facebook, but yeah. So, but you can find that there, and I'm on Blue Sky at kilby.bsky.social, and also, yeah, that's about it. Rob Springer not here. He is at Rob Springer on Twitter, zonebase.org. John DeLuna, he is also not here. He is at that John D everywhere. Diecast, how do people get a hold of you?
They get a hold of me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. You can see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/RFC
Don.
I'm reached on Twitter at HMRC4 EVR. I also have a wish list on Amazon, tfradio.net/.
Dawn list.
Thank you. Thank you.
EFradio.net/Dawn list.
Sorry. Yeah, that. Thanks.
You know, I actually finally did my own, and I posted it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm considering maybe mentioning it in a future episode. But if you think of the naming convention, it'd be pretty easy to find. Matt.
Melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Sweet. Diecast, we mentioned you, right?
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I'm like multitasking here. Apologies. Chris.
So on social media, I'm Chris RTXV at Blue Sky. 2 things I want to plug. One, of course, is my Amazon wish list because it is my birthday coming up in just over a week. I'm turning 40, and please help me. The other thing, though, since Brian was talking about our extensive back catalog of podcasts, I want to just go ahead and plug like the thing I contributed to in that I'm the most proud of, which is that one episode of Star Trek, which is a 100-ish episode podcast series, which is basically evergreen content. It's just me and 3 or 4 other people talking about old episodes of Star Trek week to week, just based on our whims and episodes we thought would be entertaining to podcast about. And I would say like 90% of the time we got it right. There were a few stinker episodes in there that didn't pan out the way we would have hoped, but there's some in there that I'm really happy with how they turned out. Like the Deep Space Nine episode Explorers, that was one of my favorite podcast episodes to do. But yeah, we also podcasted the entirety of Star Trek the Animated Series, which we're claiming to be the first Star Trek podcast to ever do that. I have no facts to back that up, but that's what we decided. Therefore, it's the truth. So yeah, if you are inclined to go check out our back catalog of podcasts, like go check that stuff out because I'm actually genuinely proud of what we did with that.
That's great. Do you consider the Threshold episode one that you got right?
Well, yes, because okay, so when we were planning to do that podcast initially, me and Hey Mickey, I don't remember if Ken and Fort Max were involved in the conversation at that time. But me and Hey Mickey talked about what episode we should start with, and we decided that Code of Honor, which is the like 3rd episode of Next Generation, colloquially Planet Africa, if that helps. That should be the episode that we start with. And I decided on my own that whenever the time came to sunset that podcast, the final episode we would ever do would be Threshold, because we named the podcast after the concept of that as introduced by J.D. Church before he passed on, which is that you could say to anyone that one episode of Star Trek Voyager and they would know you mean Threshold. So we adapted that for the name of the podcast. So that and the content of the episode itself just informed that has to be our swan song, and that basically is how it played out. So yeah, like we got that right, at least thematically, and I think the conversation we had for that also genuinely was a good one.
And I think I was on in
the Pale Moonlight. Yeah, and I think we got Triplet in for that too, possibly.
You didn't do like In the Pale Moonlight's probably my favorite episode. That or City on the Edge of Forever. I don't think you did City on the Edge of Forever.
Not that I recall. We also didn't do Bride of Chaotica, but that's because Don was asking for it too much.
Yeah,
I was leaving politely. I was leaving politely worded letters. Yeah, Bride of Chaotica and Darmok are the 2 I wanted to hear, and you just denied me.
Okay, so Bride of Chaotica,
I tried to get them to do the Storyteller too from Deep Space Nine, and they wouldn't do it.
Look, we gave you the next best thing, which was sitting there in Mickey's Mickey's den.
Yes, watching it live with you and Hey Mickey was a better experience.
Yeah, and so we didn't do Bride of Chaotica because Don kept asking for it, and Darmok we didn't do because it's too good of an episode. Like, we could deconstruct it in a way, but not in a way that fit the theme of the show, which was to be funny about analyzing Star Trek episodes.
So Matt, I just want to point out that I always confused, because of the title, not because of the episode, the Visitor with the Storyteller.
Oh no, the Storyteller is the one where O'Brien accidentally becomes a cult leader on Bayshore.
Yeah, but the Storyteller, it's about Jake as a writer.
Yeah,
and I always think of that, and they're 2 vastly different episodes.
I thought the Storyteller was the one where the baseball player comes.
No, that's If Wishes Were Horses.
Okay,
yeah. Rob.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for sidetracking so bad.
I love Star Trek.
It was great. Okay, so I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social, I think it is. I'm really good at promoting this, as you can tell, because I can't half remember what it is. Anyway, my YouTube channel is Flail Throughs. If you would like to watch someone play Gundam Battle Operation 2, head over there, because I have probably done that more than anybody else on YouTube. I have done a video a day since the game came out 5 years ago. I've been covering the series since it started 10 years ago. I probably have blundered into being the most prolific Gundam Battle Operation, like, reviewer, whatever, coverage person in English. So if you're interested in the game, check it out. If you'd like to request specific rounds of the game, patreon.com/flailthroughs will let you do that. Details are over there. And if anybody feels like sending me something, tfradio.net/playlist will take you to my Amazon wish list.
Very cool. Okay. Well, that's it. We'll be back next week. We'll see you.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, all.
Recording stopped.
Okay, people. We're going to have to drop because we got to drop. So we will see you next week. Let me figure out where the link is to do that. So goodbye, Twitch. And YouTube, I'm going to have to stop you separately because, of course, I do.
Because YouTube cannot make anything easy.
Right.
I cannot. Okay, bye, YouTube. Goodbye.